Hello， 大家好，我是 Nobody。就是因为我们图一遭受了比较大的困难，但是其实这场胜利，其实我们赛前也预料到我们是比较大概率获胜的，但是没想到我们输掉我们的自己的图，所以现在我感觉像是那种劫后余生的感觉。那我觉得给所有来自 CN 的队伍做个表率吧。我觉得意义非凡吧，我只能说，因为我们也是首次就是经历这个我们能够进入到下一个场馆比赛的这种事情，因为之前从来没有过。然后现在感觉像做梦一样。
Down to Smoggy, he's holding it down towards the back! Beaming him down! Still got the ult as well, it's not dead yet, nobody up and over the top, punish onto tens. Nana swarms, shredding them to pieces onto the back of the side here, but as the smokes dissipate, Smoggy!
我觉得利维坦现在是一个个人实力非常强劲的队伍，因为他们刚刚在美洲拿下的冠军，说实话是比较出乎意料的，因为他在之前的成绩并不好，所以我觉得现在虽然说利维坦输给了 TE， 但我觉得当时他们可能状态不是特别满吧，我觉得非常值得人尊重的一支队伍。我想对利维坦说，上一次在 LA 我们输得很可惜，但是这一次我们要像在东京击败 Aspas 一样再击败你们。
That is my IGL. EDG, they hit back hard on Lotus, which means we're definitely going to get a map 3. I've got Sideshow, Kakuka, and Mimi here with me. It's happening.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it. I mean, they just broke a 7-map win streak for Leviathan, and they beat them harder than Trace beat them, which was the last loss that they had. They're kind of bookending both losses to a Chinese squad.
I mean, I think it's also the fact that we could predict how they were going to play, how they were facing all of the issues that they had on this map, and they just took it to a different level.
Yeah, this was a ridiculous game from EDG, and that first half in particular was incredible. They got the plant down 10 out of 12 rounds and were converting the lion's share of those. And I think the biggest reason because of that is that LEV was just having to give so much respect to these executes with the neon from Kong Kong. And once they got in the post-plant positions, they did such a good job of disrupting the Leviathan retakes and closing out those rounds.
And the momentum was going in for them. Even when it got to those clutches, to those 1v1, they felt like they could win them, and time again they were doing it. We know that Leviathan on a map like Icebox, they're super good on the retakes, but they did not have a plan B for this one. A couple of rounds they tried to confront it, but EDG was ready for it.
And I think one of the problems for LEV is that they took too many early round fights that they were losing. And that meant that they weren't in a 5v5 retake scenario, which their comp excels at. They're playing a retake comp and they only won 2 out of 10 retakes. That is not good enough if you want to be able to get to the grand finals.
No, EDG, they were taking advantage of that. And I want to talk about Chichu, which you gave him a lot of kudos before we went into this game, and how great of an anchor, a side anchor he is, but also he's just shooting.
Man, and I think he fits so well into the plans, especially when we go into the defense, and they knew that they have a tendency of how they play Mount. I love how they tripled down on it. LEV was struggling so much to face this kind of early encounter, and again, every single round was a bit different from them.
This guy so often is asked a lot on these attacking sides, where Chichu is put alone when the team is playing a 4-1 setup, and he has these opportunities to lurk up, to create space. It happens on a lot of their different maps, and he's so successful in those positions. But on a map like Lotus, some of the time he is playing more with the pack, going for these faster execute rounds, and he's just finding the same value there as well. Chichu has kind of had a sleeper, outstanding tournament for EDG.
Yeah, you want to know a bonkers stat? On the attack side, Chichu wins 73% of his first duels.
That is ridiculous.
What is he doing?
That is just ridiculous.
You're either going
By the way,
Kong
Kong is on the team and he goes for like every single first kill, but he is still that successful.
Yeah, literally, you have to pick your poison. Do you go into the heavier side and fight Kong Kong on the neon, or do you go and try and take a peek elsewhere and you're going up against Chichu? They're just so good at getting these first kills. Leviathan did not win a single 4v5 this map.
Yeah, they were just shooting back. It's time though for the HyperX reflex moment of the match, and this came from EDG in their pistol round.
Yeah, exactly. We were given props to them and what they were doing, how they were able to stay in the map. But what they did here with this Francis made no sense. So disruptive, so quick, and of course a beautiful win for them. They're converting, I think, 3 out of 4 of the pistols that we're having so far in this match.
And that's even better than their average, which is 65%, right? And I think so much of this is coming down to... Yeah, pretty much. So it's a lot of it's coming down to Smoggy. Smoggy Smoggy on Lotus, on Clove, one of the best players that we have at the tournament, and put him with a Frenzy and an Overheal in his hand, it's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous indeed, but let's talk about this elephant in the room. EDG, they could have gone to Sunset. It was their choice, and they chose Mimi to go to Abyss. What do you make of this decision?
I think it's really interesting, and it makes me think they have something cooked up. They've shown this map twice, playing back in CN. They were running a double duelist Jet Yoru with no Sentinel on the map, and I think the biggest question now is, do they go back to the same ideas, or with the 5 days off from the group stage, do they have something new planned?
Even if they do have something new planned, when you opt into a map that you're not sure that you've got like good match results on, I think that's a tacit admittal that you're the underdog in the game.
Sure.
I think they've deliberately gone for a gamble map 3 to try to knock Leviathan off. And Lev are sneaky good here. They're 2-0 on the map. They've got some very big wins against other teams that are good here, like G2. It's going to be very tough for EDG to close out when they could have 2-0'd today.
Exactly. Just think about the momentum. Everything is back on their face, but we need to see, is the double duelist going to be back? And it's not.
Chu Astra.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a little bit more similar to the comp that they were just playing on map 2 with this double smoke idea, this time with that Astra instead.
Now, surely they didn't see the DRX beating everybody with a very similar comp and just steal the comp and the ideas.
Surely not.
I cannot wait for the Chichu highlights, but definitely something that they've seen here. But Leviathan has to be incredibly comfortable with this composition. Mazino is probably the best harbor that there is in the world.
We saw it on map number 1. Lev's protocols on the retake with these harbor comps are killer. Teams rely a lot on the post plants here, and Lev are one of the best in the world at winning these late round retakes.
The Smoggy Omen has not been as successful as the Smoggy Clove. He gets almost half the kills per round that he does on Clove, so I'm going to need to see Smoggy step up.
Yeah, on the other side, Lev, they didn't change anything here. How do we feel about that harbor?
I mean, I like it. I think that if there is a team that is going to be running it, Leviathan has the easy one right now. If we think about the phases and the reactions that we were seeing during that map 2, things were not going well. People were trying things and nothing was working out. But for this one in particular, everybody's playing a little bit of like best in slots. When things are going wrong, you should be able to step up. But if you think about what EDG is doing, they played with their minds. They were not expecting this map and not this Abyss.
Yeah, we're just experiencing some in-ear issues right now on stage with a very small delay. But yes, Mimi, what did you think about Lev's comp?
I think it's really Leviathan, to be quite honest. They're the only team that is playing Harbor, and only other Americas teams have even experimented with this agent at this point in time. And like you're saying, Mazino absolutely world-class here. I think besides just those retakes we've already talked about, their protocols to deal with mid with this Harbor are really good. They have a lot of different walls to condition and threaten a walk down in that area. And I think it makes it really hard for attack side teams to mid-round pass that utility.
I totally agree with you. I think it's going to be really important for EDG to fight over that space. Another thing to take a look at is that this is one of the maps where you see Aspas play with the op on both sides. He loves playing with the operator at backside towards A, on top of the box on B as well, but he will sometimes take it on the attack to try to find entries into B too, which is a little Kong Kong-esque. So that's certainly something that both teams could rely on. Thus far today, I feel like Kong Kong's had the better form with the operator.
Exactly. Let's take a little bit of a look at the numbers. So at the beginning of the day, we were thinking and speaking about this head-to-head between Kankan and Aspas. Right now, kills is 11 to Kankan, 8 to Aspas. 2-2 in op kills, just in the head-to-head, okay? Just in the head-to-head. And in the first kill, first death department, still Kankan is winning 4-3. But still, is a very, very small margin.
Yeah, Kong Kong was excellent on that map number 2. If EDG is going to make their first ever final, this performance from Kong Kong would be the way to do it.
It would be indeed, because of course whoever wins this map, may it be EDG or Leviathan, will go straight to Sunday's grand finals. Achilles and Paper Thin, I cannot wait to see who makes it.
I don't think any of us can, but we will, as we wait to see what the conclusion of this map of Abyss looks like. New agent revealed there, but it all comes down to this. This map determines whether or not you go straight into the grand final, gain that map draft advantage, being able to ban out two that you do not want to play, or if you're going to have to make the run through that lower bracket and risk elimination.
So much pressure here onto EDG, trying out a new comp, adding in that Astra like we've seen with Fnatic and Heretics. But to some limited success, teams have done a good job adjusting to it. Leviathan using that high tide to gain a lot of space and information, but EDG wise to it, setting up some defenses of their own to try to counter that move, and it will be Leviathan who readjusts and moves back to their starting positions. King, though, going to be jiggling at that angle along with Calm, trying to watch mid, trying to take control of this. The smoke's going to come up for EDG to allow this cross. But it's pinged out. You don't have a ton of info, though, as Leviathan. Hard to get a read right now on where EDG is, what they're thinking. The only thing you can really see is that star that's right in front of Tex.
Tex watching into main, not at window, as Kong slowly creeps out, puts a shot across onto him. Can't confirm the kill, but certainly takes him lower. Cam around the corner. Start coming through, now will be cleared out and removed. Tex just tucking back here for the moment, expecting this push up, but he glides back into the smoke, breaks that line of sight for a moment. Meanwhile, Ospas over in mid, able to win out versus Chichu, taking down the enemy Astra. So now, don't have to worry about those grab pulls.
Right here.
Flash at the ready here from Simon. Swing onto the corner, sends it out. King not getting caught by that, but does catch a bullet. Shots through, reveal coming down, push onto the corner, and Mazzino clean the last two eliminations. Leviathan will go ahead and pick up their first pistol since Icebox.
A huge pistol round win. And even though EDG able to keep themselves kind of obscured, able to deny some information about how that round was going to look, Leviathan has great protocols in place. The only thing I saw that was a little bit off, I think one of Calm's shock darts went sailing off the map. But other than that, it was really, really good for the side of Leviathan. And they're able to get such valuable information. The spot makes it so easy for Mazzino on that harbor. But early mid control with that harbor is going to be something that the desk talked about and something that I'm very keen to keep my eyes on. How does EDG try to deal with that? You have this Astra in here. Try to give you a little bit of extra post-plant utility. Oh, Kong?
Kong takes out Tex. I mean, he had an outlaw on hand. Had the weaponry to be able to win out in that fight, but it's a quick peek in and the kill rewarded. It's a very solid start here for EDG. But all the pressure very much lies on Kong's shoulder, given that everybody else, likely just classics. Chichu with a ghost, maybe an opportunity to do some damage.
Trying to see if Smoggy is going to attempt to make a push in towards the vents, but for now, EDG continues to take their time.
Register. Only will now.
Yep. And an immediate cascade in response, just in case there is a push off the back of that drone. Instead, more time being taken here by EDG.
Trying to draw this attention towards that A site. Yep. See King starting to drift back, get himself into position for a fast rotate.
I mean, they're using their Uto really nicely to keep Leviathan really off balance.
Star's now going to be set. Nebula's going to come up.
30 seconds
Recon
left.
reveals nothing. Ping coming down, suspecting somebody on the opposite side of that wall, and they would be correct. Mazzino looking to push forward, catches a glimpse, gets a couple shots across. Smoggy going to be down to 30, but Spike's now planted. Shocked to try to soften them up on the approach, but damage not going to be found there. 0 point sent. Just the one, Calm. Utilis here for the moment. Just has that one shock dart at the ready. As nobody swinging across. He's been absolutely unscouted here. Finds a headshot to put down King. The Kong's dead. The Marshal out of play. Code being spammed. Fragment comes in. They'll hold it at least for the half. Not sure if EDG realizes that it's been taken that far, but will it matter? Chichu now last one standing. Gets swung on. And the fuse can come through. But my God, what a costly round here. Just 2 players left standing. As Ospas and Mazzino will be able to carry over an Outlaw and a Bulldog.
And this is where some of that effort that EDG puts into the beginning of the round to keep Leviathan off balance pays off. And they're able to get into those post-plant positions, able to sneak nobody underneath the nose of that recon dart, right behind the box on site. And that gives him a free kill. That gives that extra layer to this defense that makes it so difficult for Leviathan. Yes, they get the win, but it's a very costly one for sure. The bonus looking rather weak for the side of Leviathan, just that Outlaw and the Bulldog.
Another Sheriff in there. So they want to try to go a bit aggressive here. It's going to be Paranoia out, but Kong swung out ahead of it. Does not get caught. Puts quite a bit of damage down as Kong backpedaling, falls at 22. The opening fight very much goes the way of EDG. Nobody Getting set up here for a lineup. Making sure that he's right on the edge.
Just curious about Leviathan's answer to this. It's going to be that drone going around the edge of the map.
Going out wide, gets the tag on the one, looking for a concuss on the close left side. Trap wire going to be cleared out, but the reveal is good enough for Tex to go ahead and find the shots. He takes out Kong. One player dead, the first step taken. Calm. Recon right into the head of Smoggy, but Smoggy just turns his sights up towards heaven, managing to find that kill. Shots ringing out, Smoggy up over the top, collecting 3 and out. Just Ospas left standing. Only Chichu at half armor. It's a one-tap potential on the body. Just not quite there. See if Ospas can make this a little bit more painful here for the side of EDG. Seem like they're very well poised to get this round win in the anti-bonus.
Yeah, just not much that he's going to be able to do at this point. EDG doing a great job here, anticipating the early pressure. Gun going to be snagged for Ospas on the way out.
And will sprint over into mid. Gets himself out. Nobody counter-rotating over to try to get a punish there, so we'll hold on to the weapon. EDG finding their first round win here on Abyss.
Yeah, just solid patience from EDG, a team that just showed you on Lotus that they're all over the place, they're explosive, they're really taking their time on Abyss, really trying to work the map, trying to find the utility of Leviathan, trying to bait it out, trying to get an understanding of how they're posting up in their positions and working around it. In this round, though, Leviathan tries to turn up the tempo a little bit. Not much doing. Now we go over into the full rifle v rifle, and ult already, though, for Simon. He has that null command available. Mizzino close to a reckoning already, just like on Icebox. Cycling those really quickly for Leviathan. They love to play the retakes off the back of that Harbor util. Getting that in there early, such a huge advantage. Just a bit of a peek here from Kong. Nobody wants to challenge that one right now. Oh, jiggle peek, but just a spot. And a change of direction for EDG, but mid-left, widely uncontested by both sides. And I think it's going to be more difficult for EDG in so many different ways to take that mid-control. You're going to have to rely on those scrappy fights, on those numbers advantages that you're trying to create here by showing presence on both sides of the map to get these plants down and get into your post plants.
Well, they're basically just trying to replace the Sentinel with the additional smoke. Take information away to try to get the advantage there, but Ospas dead right before he drops down off the top of the box. Gets a little bit of damage across, but not too much to be found there as Fragment. Calm not going to be caught. Spam, however, not quite in line, but as he readjusts, final couple bullets ring out and nobody will be taken down. 4v4 for the retake as Lev try to establish a further lead here. See what the post plant looks like here for the side of EDG. Tucker flying through. Tiny amount of damage here onto Smoggy. Widely untouched. Quick tap in. Some wild spray across. Kong willing to maybe give his life, but it's actually going to be Simon who ends up falling. Paranoia now going to be sent out. There's the Harbor. Ultimate coming into play. 2 players left standing. Stun. Getting ready to connect here on the Chichu and Smoggy. Tries to hold them back. They're just being pushed and prodded at every single twist and turn. Diffuse to be held. They just haven't delayed enough. Over a second to spare as Lev will stretch the lead now up 3-1.
Yeah, I love the patience that Leviathan shows. An early cascade to give them a little bit of breathing room to scale towards the front of the site. And then they're baiting out that gravity well, using that time to spam those tight angles towards the attacker's side. And then you can use that, again, use this Harbor util to isolate fights, to cut players off.
I'm the hero y'all needed, baby. Let's go.
We got a little Noribong going in here, eh?
Yeah.
I like it. But still, it's just great ideas from Leviathan, understanding the win cons of this EDG comp and using it against them.
Oh. Well, okay. I was going to say some wall bang shots there onto Ospas. The Tex just gets rid of Kong. Vandal now on the floor. Nobody nearby to try to recover that. Say no one nearby to try to recover that. Now the neural depth is going to be coming through as well, so EDG say, okay, we have to up the tempo maybe a little bit, but now there's a drone on the opposite side, so they have to pull back. Space now being taken as Ospas goes on a big rotate. Working his way over towards mid with that outlaw in hand.
Oh, look at this util is just chewing up EDG. They've taken so much damage trying to get through. Great response from Leviathan.
And this is such a rough position now. Everybody's HP bars in tatters, just Smoggy at full. Fragment into the back. They're going to try to make a go of this one. This Chichu up over the top, cannot find the first target. Mazzino strikes him down, finds himself a second. Spike cannot be planted. And it's just one after the other. As LEV will flawlessly get themselves a 4th round victory.
And Leviathan just playing back far enough that that close pop flash that Simon tries to send out doesn't really matter. And they're able to just hold their positions, throw some util of their own to delay, leave a player tucked in up towards heaven. And King just finds a great timing there to step down. Once Calm and Mazzino are in the thick of it, King just swoops in, gets a kill of his own. The timing, the coordination, absolutely brilliant from Leviathan. Yeah, a lot of ults for EDG. Both teams having their Hunter's Fury. Kong with that Blade Storm. EDG's creative with the Blade Storm on this map. Sure, a lot of you have seen that Smoggy highlight clip, but Tex just says no.
Yeah, just sprints over top of the fragment. Seems like they don't anticipate this, but they haven't read Smoggy's position until that very last moment. Tex does get caught off guard as Chichu comes bouncing across the way. Mazzino still sat here. Backside. Grabwell pulling him around the corner. This King will fall. Swing back through. Mazzino going to be good for one last, but now suddenly it's Calm. Left alone, Hunter's Fury in his back pocket, but does he pull the trigger on this? And do they read this at all?
Sound.
He's about to find a timing.
Ooh.
He cuts the noise. The jump across, he just catches a glimpse of nobody. But nobody's taking his time. And it seems like EDG have absolutely no idea. Calm finds the first one, but then he's caught with util in hand. Catches a great timing, but then gets timing in return. EDG will find their 2nd round win, but for Calm, it seems like he's still all smiles.
And for Calm there, it's because he has his Hunter's Fury that nobody reacts like that. He doesn't want to stick the plant because he's afraid of the Hunter's Fury, so nobody pops right around that corner. Calm doesn't anticipate that, gets caught with util in hand. What a scrappy round from both teams, and oh man. Leviathan's coach is very, very frustrated with that. Calm had a really good opportunity. Had he been just a little bit more prepared for that quick movement from nobody, he might have been able to get that round, but not a bad idea. Here's the Hunter's Fury.
Well, there's the Hunter's Fury. Nobody getting tagged, and this time Calm will find some revenge. A solid way to kick off this round and try to keep EDG at arm's length distance. Cosmic Divide is cutting this side apart. The drone from Calm about to come through, spotting them out. Unable to hear it on the opposite side of that wall. Now the reveal, but Smoggy on top of the box, gonna be good for one. Mazzino taken down. Peeks up for a little bit more, and Simon just goes pushing into its back sight. He ends up falling with Kong. Quickly replies, trying to get back a 3v3 with an operator on the opposite side. Spike ticking away as Calm works his way up here.
Right here.
Gets in the tower.
Right here.
Recon to try to scout. Ping's coming down, having a solid. Oh, he's got him again.
Landed on him.
Absolutely pinned him. That's the 2nd time. Now they look for the clear up at Smoggy. Still finding one. Ospasto, point blank range, finds the other. Chichu, last man standing, Guardian in hand.
You gotta go.
It's planted here on the bridge. The time, it's ticking. Ospasto's just trying to wait for it. Sets up for the cover, the grab, they're trying to deny it away. But the time is just ticking away. And Chichu will find the final 2 kills to get the Red Bull clutch. EDG. Now just 1 round away from tying us up with the economy. They've been losing so many players in these rounds, it's not in a firm place.
But I think there's just a few moments here where Leviathan just oversteps Mazzino, tries to play off the back of his own cascade to see if he can find a timing or something, but he gets picked off for free. And that's that extra man that Leviathan may have been able to use in that post plant against Chichu's positioning. When you only have 2, it's so much harder. And you don't have that extra smoke. The jet smoke is so short. Oh boy, I thought for a moment maybe Aspas might go for the play that Smoggy did over in VCT China, where he went up and around the edge. He is going to do it, but it's not.
An all-in gamble if he goes the full distance, but Chichu will snipe him out of the sky. Takes a couple blades there into the shoulders. A wild attempt, but will not find value.
To be fair, Smoggy's attempt was all the way towards attacker's spawn, so a little bit of a shorter try for the side of Leviathan, but we're going to lose Aspas early. Com gets a lot of info off that recon dart, even though it doesn't land. A couple bullets came out at it, so they know there's a couple there. EDG this time wisely waiting out this util dump that happened the last time they threw that flash through that high tide. Reckoning here, though.
Base going to be taken, but King able to find one. The drop there from Com right before the paranoid crashes across. He catches a glimpse, and Kong catches a stray.
30 seconds left.
What a turnaround on how things started. EDG now widely just contained back here into main. Did they actually try to play for this? Again, economy not in a great spot. Chichu noted there.
Right there.
Time going to be ticking. Hope gets ready to expire. Recon up over the top. And yeah, they're just going to be sat here, waiting it out. LEV will find themselves a business. Mazzino finds Chichu at long last. Simon, the only one to retain a weapon. As we go forward now into round 9.
This is so difficult for EDG to deal with. Okay, this doesn't work. They wait out the util, but there's that extra layer for the side of Leviathan this round because they have the Harbor ult. They can wait for this execute, use that, and then flood towards EDG's attempted site take and just shut it right down. Like you've been saying, the money's weak for EDG, and now it's reared its ugly head.
And Aspas has an outlaw once again.
Here.
See if you can find a little more damage this round.
It's only Kong with full armor. It's King eating a little bit of damage, but Kong quick to adjust over that left side approach. Mazzino taken out.
That is filthy from Kong. Just cold as ice. Gets that kill and dips. Still though.
Now you got 3 players playing in mid.
Well, I think that Kong push really had to call attention to this space, right? Where Kong is. Oh God.
Well, anticipates it. Nobody wins it out with a classic. Some tags in there from Smoggy, but Kong now going to be taken out, dealt with. Looks like Smoggy just wanting to get towards that A side as fast as possible. Doesn't go for the recovery on the weapon. They will carry forward at least one Vandal. That was Chichu. Grabs up Kings. I've sat here. The recon coming through. Full flash into his face. Still manages to get the recon out. It's going to be cleared. Pushes forward. Now going to be concussed. Just staying sat here, hoping he does get spammed down. Shock dart. Will be able to find nobody, but not before the plant comes in. Calm alive means it's still going to be a 3v3.
Here.
Can they flush him out again?
Right there.
So difficult.
Previously it was the Reckoning, just keeping everybody stunned, contained here in main. This time they don't have that.
They don't have anything.
Push up into the smoke, and Chichu comes to the rescue, keeps Simon alive and well. An attempt here at the no-scope, but they hound him down. And it's going to be a MasterCard Thrifty for EDG to once again get within touching distance. 1 round away from tying us up.
And all it takes is a push out from Kong. Gets that 1 kill and immediately ducks back. And everybody on Leviathan is super worried about some kind of Vents hit. And then you lose this fight. King there, not able to get the aim down in time as 2 players staring him down with weaker weaponry. Kind of panics a little bit.
This guy's
the
a little
shot's
bunny
just not
rabbit.
landing.
There's a little bunny rabbit in the smoke, Simon.
Talking about Simon just frantically and feverishly jumping to just try to elude that spray. EDG, though, will be calling a timeout despite the Thrifty coming through, wanting to apply an overall grander strategy here for the team in these last 3 rounds to be played out in this half.
Well, I mean, if I'm Itopata, I think I'm just saying, like, look, you guys need to calm down. Like, don't overreact to some of their stuff. They're not being ultra aggressive for the most part. Wait their hits out. Set up those crossfires and those utility combos that have been shutting rounds out away from EDG. A little bit of patience. And then I think they're okay for the rest of this half. Still, though, this has been a great back and forth between these two teams. So much fight. You also have to be concerned now about EDG having a couple huge ultimates available. That Cosmic Divide and the Hunter's Fury. Also Smoggy with his ult. Apparently saw that a while ago. Didn't really get to talk about it, but he just TP'd behind Leviathan and they had no idea. So things like that you have to be concerned about.
Pacey mid-tick coming through, but already some pings down from Kong Kong. As for now, it's just playing Ring Around the Rosie with that drone, avoiding detection. In the meantime, the peek out. Not so cognizant of it after all, as King finds the timing to go ahead and take him down. Outspot's now lurking forward as the drone will be sent. We'll find the jet.
That was the same push out, more or less, that Leviathan did on their pistol round. And EDG was so ready for it. This time they're just kind of lost in the sauce. I'm a bit surprised that Kong Kong didn't expect somebody to be coming through that angle. Gets caught completely off guard. It's painful for EDG to say the least.
It absolutely is. Constantly been trying to tie things up here on this map, but just haven't been able to make it happen. LEV just continue. Just stay one step ahead. Hunter's Fury now going to be sent out as nobody's just blind fishing and nothing bites.
30 seconds left.
Time dwindling for EDG. This has to be quick, and there can't be much resistance if they're going to get this plant down.
20 seconds is Calm ready for it. Out of line of sight of that dart. Eats a bit from the fragment to try to reposition the swing out, and Outspot's not going to be good for it. Simon does manage to find the kill, but Calm still here. Spike now on the floor, off the side of the map for a brief little moment, but the round is already over. They need to do nothing more but sit back and stay alive. Some damage will be dealt to stop, you know, the final vestiges of these rounds, the economy being built up for Leviathan, but that round win still eluding EDG. 6-6 now, the best that they can hope for, as they still have these ultimates to try to utilize, but LEV keeps himself out in front.
They just felt very off balance the whole way through on that round. Every idea mostly got read.
Beautiful, guys. Nice run.
Absolutely beautiful. Aspas surprisingly at the bottom of the scoreboard, but Leviathan still ahead in the score line. So despite a little bit of struggle from their superstar, everybody else on Leviathan stepping up nicely. And it's a really great team effort. And this time they throw that same high tide out, and that's going to force EDG to have to hold back and respect and use some utility to clear this, because they have no idea if somebody could have snuck into that spot again. They have to use this drone to check that. That's such a great exchange for Leviathan in terms of util. You use a high tide, which comes back up eventually, versus that drone, which does not.
Slow approach here from EDG. It's keeping things quiet now. Four-player approach over towards B. Things coming down, nobody. Say, excuse me. Gets situated here for the lineup. Can they try to spot it? No command opened up from Simon as they stomp their way forward here into the site. Plant can come through unhindered. Texas spraying through that smoke. Kong Kong just trying to stay quiet. Sat up top. As nobody sprays up in towards heaven and actually does manage to find a kill there onto King. Paranoia now not available for the retake. Jiggle peeking into Kong Kong, clearly spotted out. Ponytail maybe giving him away either way. He gets tagged low, but still just repeats back in towards the site. Gets a headshot there on the Tex. Dodges out the shock dart, repeaks, finds another. Value continuing to be found. Paranoia now moves across. As Calm has to reposition, but Chichu is ready to strike, intercepting these rotations, these exits. He's now stuck, he will fall. But EDG will once again close that gap a little bit more as they seek that 6-6 half.
And I like a lot of what Leviathan is doing in the beginning of this round, but they sort of gamble that EDG is going to go mid. I saw a couple different players holding at vents, holding at top mid, but not watching mid directly. They were waiting around corners to see if EDG would poke through. They didn't have anybody on B site proper to watch for that. And then when EDG gets the plant down, King just kind of out there, gets spammed down for free. Kong finds another one as Leviathan's trying to get settled to go for a retake. So Leviathan just one piece of the puzzle that was missing, and they couldn't complete what they had tried to do off the rip. And EDG finds that one narrow gap. And here comes that Cosmic Divide to try to give themselves the ability to plant towards that bridge.
Flash sent Kong working his way in towards the back. Does he actually want to push this one? The answer is going to be yes. He lands right in behind Tex. Already though, Messi coming through. Is Zeno going to be taken down? But Kong finding two. The Hunter's Fury is absolutely monstrous. Now into a 2v2. Spike not yet planted the drone. Working his way across, spotting them both out. Looking for the shots. Shock dart lobbed in. Nobody slides forward. Planting out, ready to come in. King just a Bucky in hand on the far side of the smoke. If nobody pushes up, it'll almost certainly be a dead man. Recon comes in, the jump across, the spray down! Chichu, nobody together! We'll get EDG tied up at 6-6 at the half.
What a series, what a map. Incredible back and forth. EDG able to stabilize and find 5 of the last 7 rounds.
We would not want to see it any other way. Complete parity here at the half in this map 3. We're going to go to a halftime break. When we come back, we'll see which one of these teams goes to the grand final.
One enemy remaining.
No one.
You can't see me, feel like showing shit. Goes by the house, you are fat bitch. Alright, these big shit got over on. I got a big kid, put it in, she got over on. It's like Dolly Joe shit got over girl. I feel this bitch's big shit got over on. Shit got over on.
Showstopper out in the crowd. Pumps some t-shirts up here for the awaiting fans, but what we're really awaiting is seeing which one of these teams is going to make it into that grand final. 6-6 at the half, anybody's game, anybody's match. Could very well all come down to this next and final pistol.
And the first thing that comes to my mind on this half is that EDG is running a Sentinel-less comp. And this defender's side is going to be very tricky. It's very difficult to keep information, to keep mid-control, something that Leviathan's comp excels at. They have so much ability with the Sova, with the Cypher, and with the Harbor to make your life a nightmare for understanding where and how there's going to be flank angles attempting to be created. And what is going to be the response from EDG? A lot of teams have struggled to adapt to teams that have good mid-control, so their answer is to stack up players and just watch for it with pistols.
The wall comes up. Shot's going to be exchanged here from the side of LEV, letting them know, yes, we are in fact here. And they're all going to cut their way towards this B site where it's just Simon here for the moment. Smoggy not far off. It's just a classic in hand. Wall coming up. Recon going to be sent. Quickly cleared out, but Simon widely just has to backpedal now. Entry comes in, Ospas taking space, confirming that back site is going to be cleared out. The plant can now be made. Tex, once again, Sheriff in hand, good for one. This Ospas looks for a little bit more, but ultimately will be felled. Simon finding that kill. As he traded back to interrupt. A 3v3 for now. The spike not in play quite just yet. 0 point connecting on the 2. Cold coming through, Chichu rerouting, getting his way up in towards heaven. Star set up another wall coming through, and Simon bumping over to the Ghost is able to find one, but King will clear out the last 2, and LEV will get themselves another pistol here on Abyss.
I love the way that Leviathan shows you so much patience taking their time before they get the spike down to make sure that EDG isn't going to try to find a timing while one player is busy trying to get the spike planted. They wait that out, they find their opportunity with this high tide. So good.
Francisco! Let's go!
But really, it's the timing there from King. The whole time when it became 3v3, watching King to see what he does with that deep post-plant position, and they use that high tide to scale him up to find that angle that EDG is not ready for.
A couple players spotted out there on the recon. Ultimately, nobody winning the fight to claim the orb as his own. Kong try to line something up here with that Sheriff. Swings out and just narrowly misses the opportunity. Ospas gets away. Smoggy now. Clean up on top of the box here at the B site on his lonesome. Pings coming down. The jump across from Tex, the instant headshot. Smoggy, though, I was saying a bit there. Takes a bit of damage, but he does put King down to 53 and gives the team a fighting chance.
Goodness, that is sick from Smoggy. Oh, man.
Nasty, but still a hell of a lot more work to be done. Lev, very much in control of this site. Recon exchange. Cove now going to be sent to try to slow up the approach even more. With a Spectre to hold the line. The players on the opposite side of this very dangerously low, and he will be able to find those kills. Kong going to be good for one last elimination there. Ultimately, Lev losing out 2 players as they move forward here into the bonus.
Still though, not a ton of weaponry recovered from their round, but looks like they are going to be purchasing up a little bit on the side of Leviathan. Up close and personal with those sprays with the SMGs. Ospas, it's a couple kills. Let's see if that gets him fired up. See if that gets him back in this match, because if he comes alive, that is generally lights out for any team he's going up against.
Very much so. Guardian 2 Vandals here. They try to convert the bonus on the side of Lev, and it looks like it's just going to be a very pacey hit. Because there you go, the Reckoning going to be sent out. Kong dashing away. Oh, let's get caught. Oh, an arm going to be spotted there. The flash connects on the Ospas. Now, site cleared, but the ult is gone. They've been held at bay here for now, but the full rotate has come through. EDG now need to send players back over towards A, where Tex is still just pushing his way steadily further forward into the site.
And look at King. He's taking this opportunity to gain space in mid as well.
So does he read this timing? Or does he get timinged?
Slip the net.
A quick turn back, but Chichu's not looking for it. He's not peeking in towards backside. He just has his sight set here on main. Catches a glimpse there on a Mazzino. Has nobody nearly caught with Utility, but now the jig is up. They know his positions. Let's continue taps here on this spike plan, but not actually being committed to quite just yet. Paranoia already set, but Kong play with a sliver of visibility. Finds one. Tex resetting the aim. Mazzino up on top. Comes up with one. Kong going to be taken low.
King.
Reload has to come through, and King, yep, slinking it around the back. Decides to strike now. Shock dart avoided, head spotted. Calm is dead. The dash down, the drop. Mazzino low on HP, but the shot does not come through. Smoggy, however, catches it for a brief little moment, and he's cognizant about this flank. The seconds dwindling, the wall to be broken. Tech some warning shots, but Smoggy's so wise to it would seem. Plant's coming in around the back. He's going to drop down. He finds the kill, but he cannot interrupt. And now it's a 1v1. The smoke's situated. He sees the drop, and he knows that he's taking him low. Shots half connected, but King waiting it out. Right click spam. He goes for the push, and Smoggy wins it. The defuse can come through, but it is narrow margins and an immense amount of damage dealt. One weapon carried over. It's EDG. That is a rocky anti-bonus, but one that you will still be happy to win in the end.
But I think Leviathan might be a little bit salty about this round. They did so many good things here, buying all this time with their utility to get King in position to backstab, but then they just can't quite displace Smoggy. But man, oh man, the EDG fans here on their feet. The hero for China once again, just barely nobody.
Oh boy. Whew. You can see that this map, this series, it is starting to take its toll. Emotions running high, whether it's elation or despair. Simon tagged up a bit, pop flash sent out, holding Aspas at bay for the moment.
But here's this mid control.
0-point sent. Cleared.
They have everything. It's the entire center of the map is theirs.
Chichu, the one holding on the opposite side, over here towards A. Smoke now coming down. Oh, spotted. Did he catch a pixel out of place? Seems like he may have. As Nebula comes up, just cutting off that line of sight. Kong now creeping forward, finds Tex over outside of B and window. 3-man push in towards Simon. He's here at the ready. Aspas leading the charge. That outlaw scoped in. He sees one. Flash now sent. Forces out the dash. But they're still here. Chicho around the back. Caught as Mazzino comes up with the kill. Kong now trying to sit, but Aspas will strike him down. Just peeking in with the outlaw. Finds its mark. Looks for another quick peek, quick shot, quick death. Smoggy eliminated, and now it's nobody all on his lonesome.
So difficult.
Just about the full kit here, but Calm the first that he has to clear, but now sights turned, and Aspas catches him right in the rear. A 4K is LEV, stretch the lead now by 2 rounds.
And this whole ground set up to enable Aspas to do damage up close and personal with this outlaw. And they need to get him fired up. I don't mind EDG's response to all this mid-space being taken by Leviathan. It's just Leviathan is crisper, they're cleaner in their reactions. The angles being held are tricky for Leviathan to deal with, but they do. And it's because of players like Aspas that they're able to get away with that. Blade Storm popped by Kong, and he's going right up mid. Aspas has his blades too, but hasn't popped them yet. Just the outlaw in hand. Watching for top mid aggression.
Making plenty of noise though. Kong hearing this, wants to go for the peek. Spots Tex out first, but King with the counter swing will be able to take him down. No further damage to be found. Aspas still protected.
Great fundamental awareness of the map here by Leviathan. King at the right time to back up his teammates.
Wanting that orb, the Hunter's Fury would be at the ready. So he will just respect the players on the opposite side, so ultimately doesn't go for it. 3 players here playing around mid as Jiggle peek from Simon. I don't think he spotted him out. Means that it's an easy serve up for Aspas, who looks for that second shot, drops down, breaks that line of sight. Chichu pushing forward. Out of A main, should give them enough information to know it's inevitably going to be a B hit, but it's just nobody in Smoggy to try to slow things up with those sheriffs.
They're just picking them apart. It's like taking a petal off a flower, piece by piece. Oh my God.
Wow. It's a blind check. Not just Smoggy. Been their hero time and time again, but this time pulling off a thrifty. Seems like a bridge too far, especially as Chichu, his only backup, has been taken away from him. Will eventually find the shot, but does get ping revealed down to 38 as they just spray through the box. Another smoke cycle through just to make this as impossible for him as humanly possible. And ultimately, even some additional kills, some damage dealt, it won't mean too much because the economy on the opposite side is going to be quite healthy. Maybe stop a snowball here, but Calm dead, but the time's just not there. He'll make a go of it. He'll look for a little bit more blood. But in the end, this spike is going to detonate. Left, that's Aspas trying to get out of there, trying to just drift off the side of the map. Will end up falling, but LEV will get themselves now up to 10. Double digits, 3 away from securing their position in the grand final.
This is such great awareness here by King. The IGL for Leviathan, finding a great timing to shut Kong down before he could ruin the round. Nice attempt here.
That's Mazzino's fault.
It's a nice attempt there by Aspas to keep himself alive. Could have drifted off the map until the end of round timer ticked down, but got caught there by the edge of the explosion. And yeah, the timeout for EDG. It's even on some of the rounds here on this defender side where I thought they made some good ideas, had some good reads. Aspas is Aspas, and now he is right back up there, up to 14 kills. Has shot up the scoreboard with that Outlaw.
Yeah, it's been a big resurgence from him, but EDG, this is the last time out. Leviathan still holding on to 2. Should that run back start to occur, they can pump the brakes, they can slow down EDG, they can course correct with the assistance of the coaches. Granted, yes, that gives EDG the opportunity to talk to their coaches as well, but they right now are very much in the driver's seat, is what I'm getting at. Both in the score, in the kills, as well as in what is available to them, because you look at this, it is nearly the full set. One charge away from having that Reckoning online from King, having the teleport. The rest is already prepped and ready to go.
And it's op the op. Once again, just like we saw earlier in this series, both the duelists are going to try to do what they do best. That's use those snipers to take rounds over, take maps over. And Aspas has been so good with that Outlaw. Is he going to be able to continue that here on the attacker's side?
Reckoning now at the ready as the orb gets taken. And there's the send. Simon and Chichu now going to be dancing here on the site, trying to avoid what they can. A quick pop into the astral form from Chichu, ends up getting stunned up. Swings back out, catches a glimpse here. Kong doesn't end up getting taken down, and Chichu somehow reestablishes the aim. Finds Mazzino. Simon dropping out of tower. Takes out King, and suddenly this round has been turned completely and utterly on its head.
It's got to be a save almost.
It has to be now. It's just the operator left. You don't have the money on Aspas at least to afford another one. Would have to be gifted over by Mazzino, who is quite flush with cash, but this has been a fantastic response here from EDG to shut down this push.
Well, and because you have the operator in Aspas's hands, that has to be a much slower hit. Taking a little bit of damage there. Aspas trying to get away and maybe gifted the opportunity to do so. Okay. Able to use the smoke to cover the recon dart.
Doesn't actually scan his position.
10
just
seconds
giving the
left.
money. I mean, do you want to swing out and try to go for this one? Yeah, you absolutely do, especially when you hit the headshot and the op goes wide. Nobody more than happy to die in that position because it gets him his ultimate no matter what, but he wins out the fight. Still, 2 more rounds to go to tie things up. EDG are still on the back foot, and they still have to play up against these 4 available ultimates on the side of Leviathan.
And it's just a fragment and a smoke that mostly stalls up this hit by Leviathan. And again, because Aspas has that operator.
Why? And clearly, like I said, they were happy to send him to his demise.
Oh, yeah.
Surprised to see that he actually found the elimination.
It sends Leviathan onto an eco. Blade Storm there, but looking to find an opportunity. Going to use that high tide, cut off some space. Smoke in response from Chichu. See if he can delay, but this round seemingly looks to be Leviathan trying to scale their way through mid. The drone to try to check.
Moves down into the smoke, tries to go for the blind check, but does get a glimpse. So 2 players going to be spotted there. That's once again dropping down. Counter drone now from Calm. For a peek in, but nobody. Quickly go ahead and clear that one out, and then just sent the back pedal.
It's a game to get ahead of this null command.
Simon showing that shoulder and not reading that they were that far forward. Aspas takes him down. That's going to be a weapon now scooped up into this Jet's hands. He peeks. A couple knives going to be going wide. Dashes up to the side. Grabs the rope.
I know exactly where you are.
Pressure now getting built up. The neural depth going to be sent out. Hunter's Fury. Sent. Tom seeking target this time. Looks like it won't be quite rewarded with a kill, but get a final shot there onto Kong and Mazzino. Can collect 2. Looking for a thrifty of their own to get themselves up to 11. Stop EDG from building up any kind of momentum, and what a round response this will be here from Leviathan after that flawless shutdown from EDG in the previous.
There's no hope, and it's going to have to be a save. I mean, I just love this from the side of Leviathan, keeping Aspas obscured at all costs, making sure that this Blade Storm is not noted because, oh boy.
They're completely stuck. They're here on the side of the map. will run out of knives. Nobody will be able to hold his ground, but there's still plenty more players to try to go through. Shock Dart going to be shorted. As there's the ping out on the Tex. The swing, nobody trying to find it. And they will be able to hold on to their weapons. That cannot be taken away from them, but the MasterCard Thrifty is found all the same. Lev, one away from having match point.
Still, I just love the way that Leviathan does this because they know that Null Command is there to shut down that Blade Storm. And they're doing everything they can to find the opportunity to kill Simon, or that ult is able to shut down their own ult. Great stuff by Mazzino there.
Was
the ping off of the Hunter's Fury as
that
well.
Was perfect.
Chef's kiss on the round.
Absolutely.
Hooked up with Thrifty, and now Osbot still has that operator in hand. Goes for the peak. Kong immediately sat down. You can tell he's now feeling it. It was a slow start, but it might just be an explosive finish here for Osbot on this map.
There they are.
Ping out, but he's on the low ground. No chance to find that punish. Drone now on the chase, on the hunt.
Well, and you can see how badly EDG wants to try to find some semblance of mid-control for themselves because it's been killing them in this half. And Leviathan is just happy to just spray at it, take op shots to keep them from being able to challenge those sight lines, to be able to reestablish control of the map. Now, it's like maybe another A hit going to be set up. Can Chichu come up big again?
2-2 split. All going to be sent out. Orb scooped up. Chichu out in front. Close left hold here from nobody. As Spike gets swapped over. So push up here from Mazzino will get punished. They don't see anything else on the back of this one, so they relay that, and Smoggy starts rotating back over towards B. Smoke going to be set up here on main to try to intercept, and nobody's going to start trying to creep in from behind, but there is a trap wire set up to intercept him.
Oh, this Cosmic Divide right in front of both sites.
Time is ticking. 15 seconds remaining. The Spike still being brought forward. But is this all a bait? Is this a ruse? Seems like, given the player count, the answer is going to be no, but King could just TP across the other side of the map. And Simon, only going to be good for one. Time still dwindling. Hunter's Fury opened up, looking for the interrupt here on the plant, but the plant still comes in. Chichu, however, spots out the final player, and he's already cleaned up 3. The re-swing, the re-snap! And Chichu will keep EDG in this. Stop Lev from getting up to map point.
Credit where credit is due. Chichu has been a real nuisance on this Astra, especially on the A site. He's able to swing over and bail out his team in time. Needed him to come alive. Ooh, great reactions there. Oh my God. So good from Chichu. We're gonna need more of that. They've done a great job of making A very, very difficult for Leviathan to hit. Let's see if Leviathan can find some more answers. 3 players though for EDG and an operator right towards mid. They want to see if they can shut down operator of Ospas as well. They know it's going to be there.
Looking for the duel again here in mid perhaps, but Ospas changing up the script, doesn't go for the upward approach. Tries to see if there's going to be a deep lurk forward that he can go ahead and get a punish on.
Well, and they're leaning towards B because they've been so thorough about keeping Leviathan from getting into A. But Leviathan, if they're going to go A, needs to create an extra angle, needs to go through vents, do what they're doing right now. This is so much better. This is such a good adjustment here from King. A great call from the IGL of Leviathan.
Drone to try to check and see if it spots out anything at all, but I don't believe anything was noted there. Calm makes his way through. Ready to strike. Another Reckoning available here. Sent Chichu once again in a similar position. Drops down off the top. Just trying to play evasive. Keep himself nice and safe. Nobody moves forward here onto the side to try to reinforce. Calm now going to be spotted, but Ospas starts going for the peak. Out of heaven. Tex spotted. Doesn't register that nobody's there. Does end up getting traded out as Mazzino finds another kill. Kong now so far forward in a committed position. Takes the off shot. Cannot find it. Has to swap the weapons over. The backside is being filled up, but Smoggy cleans up 2. Simon gets calm, and in the blink of an eye, the round comes to an end. We have to see the replays, but EDG explode back onto that A site.
What just happened? It looked like maybe Leviathan was going to be able to get over the line there. I mean, they've got the site control.
Oh, I mean, straight away. It looks so damn good for them, but...
Oh, the crossfire here is so good.
As that Cloudburst goes down, they just have it set up, and Simon swoops into tower.
Unbelievable.
So swift, so concise. We couldn't even register what had happened in the moment. Leviathan, I mean, you saw it on your screens. It's not a spoiler whatsoever. They've called their first timeout. Not happy with the way that these last few rounds have been going.
No. And every time they've tried to throw different looks at this A site, there's been an answer that EDG has been able to dial up. And credit where credit is due, I loved that idea from Leviathan. It's just EDG has a better response there. They've got the crossfire, they've got the better reactions. They are so good at understanding smoke timings and when they're going to be able to set up and go for those pushes, set up for the crossfires, and they just dismantle Leviathan there in the blink of an eye. Now, a weaker buy has to be brought out by Leviathan. Couple sheriffs, Hero Vandal for Aspas, just a few pieces of armor. King, 0 armor. Early check for that positioning of Aspas. The high tide to try to take some space. The recon as well sent out. Trying to scale Aspas ahead. Similar to the round when he had the Blade Storm. It's going to be marching their way forward. Trying to make some noise towards Vent.
Got Australian for a second there.
I did a bit, yeah. It's Atlas's fault. Been spending too much time with him, man.
For now, things going to be slowed down. And for EDG, still every need to be cautious. Have been thriftied already on this half. Need to avoid it happening again. Only Classic in the hands of Calm here. Push up towards the door. Nobody backing off the angle, but the door's been broken. Recon quickly dealt with. As Aspas and Tex going to walkabout, sliding around the backside of this. Smoke this wall for now, keeps him obfuscated. It seems like nobody is reading this though. Ice paid in, but now the smoke going to be dropping, and they're both lined up, but Chichu answers one back. Drops down into the site. Tex swooping around, but it loses the timing. He ends up falling, and now it is just Calm. Sheriff potentially collected. Now, Vandal on the floor, but time ticking. Simon is sending out the fragment to go ahead and ensure his demise. We are tied up. 11-11. EDG have been chasing after LEV this entire second half, and they may have just caught them. But that's a thrifty avoided. Now we go back into a full purchase round to see which squad is getting themselves up to match point.
Oh man, and they're so close there, Leviathan. If Aspas can find that transfer onto Chichu, maybe could have broken it open, but Chichu's just been too quick. This Astra has been ridiculous, shutting Leviathan out of so many rounds with those tremendous individual plays, the understanding the timings, and now they're really starting to understand this mid control and how they can find some good counters to it.
Oh, the push up. Kong Kong misses the opportunity. Not even damage found through the corner of the wall. Drone from nobody. Does get a spot here on Mazzino. As once again, it's heavy presence here in mid. LEV wanting to conquer this side of the map. Peek out Kong Kong and just hair off. Cannot quite land the shot.
Just trying to look for those players who overstep from EDG, but EDG not willing to fight for that mid space once they've given it up. Then they start holding some angles, trying to cut off Leviathan as they try to push through mid-top.
Aspas basically leading the charge here with that operator in hand. Kong Kong sending out a shot. The jiggle peek here for him. Aspas rings it through, but on the repeat, Kong Kong comes up with one. Calm now going to be taken down. They had advantage for them as Kong Kong repositioning. Getting on a different angle, and he hits the shot on the updraft! Sniping Aspas out of the sky! Texto barrels forward, up through main. The jump out of the smoke, though, and Kong Kong takes his head off of the shorty. Goes for the peek, the updraft, the shot. Mazzino shuts it down. We're into a 2v2 as the spike gets planted. Some shots out, Chichu finding a first, and he finds them both! EDG! They're running it back! and they're getting themselves up to match point. 1 round away from punching their ticket into the grand final.
And are we finally gonna see China making their way to a finals of VCT, and it's champions nonetheless. The 3K from Hong Kong, absolutely ridiculous. Chichu, unstoppable. Unbelievable.
And now, what could very well be the final round unless we get a repeat of Icebox go once again into an overtime. EDG want to avoid that at all costs. Operator still in play here for the side of Hong Kong, has an eyes on the back end. Cosmic Divide in the pocket here for Chichu. Hunter's Fury at the ready. Mazzino once again 1 away from a reckoning.
They keep trying it and it keeps not really working. Maybe this round will be different. Gonna give him the orb here. See if they can set up for this. Simon, Smoggy on this B site.
Reckoning sent, full attention paid here to this site. Simon setting up the pop flash and trying to sway to try to slow things up. Hunter's Fury from Com crashing across as Ospas goes on the hunt, but Simon gets the 90-degree turn and takes his head clean off. Man advantage now here in the hands of EDG as they look to bring this to a finish. Paranoia held from King. Tex scaling forward within the cage, but he's been spotted and nobody claims his life. Cole drops King dead. Smoggy finds the kill, finds the follow-up, and now it's Calm on his lonesome, and he can't do jack. 13-11. It is history continuing to be made as EDG takes China further and further beyond our expectations, further than they have ever been before.
This is the EDG we have been waiting for. For years, this team has shown us glimpses of brilliance, but 2024 may very well be the year of this squad. Unbelievable back and forth. Overtime on Icebox, a dominant Lotus, and then just a grueling, grinding abyss that EDG finds their composure, finds their form, finds that extra gear, and takes Leviathan down and sends them to the lower finals.
That second trophy for Calm, for Ospas, a little bit further out of reach, but still obtainable. That history can still be made. They could still lift it yet again, but it will once again for Calm have to be through that lower bracket. For EDG though, what a year. The up and downs for them, always at the top of the region, never finding success at the global tournaments until we get here to Champions. And as the old adage goes, it is not about how you start, it is absolutely about how you finish. And already, the shortcomings on home soil at Madrid are wiped away. That slate is clean.
Washed away. This team has defied expectations to get here, to be at this point. A change up, a change of coaches. Simon comes into the squad, and this is the best version of them we have ever seen. And it is every player stepping up from time to time for this squad. It's not just Hong Kong. You're seeing Smoggy, Chichu, Nobody, Simon, such a tremendous role player. Everybody on this squad has had their moments. And they could very well do it. They could very well be the champions here in 2024.
They can. And with the form that they've been showing, the prep that they've been bringing into their matches to be able to get these counter strats done and having that double ban advantage, we could very well be looking at this squad in 2 days' time, lifting the Champions Trophy here at the Inspire Arena.
I'm thrilled with how this match played out. Just absolutely stunning. Both teams playing their hearts out. It just is, like you said, EDG I think has really good prep right now. I'm so impressed with Muggle. Like I said before, the man can't cast spells, but he can sure work magic.
I mean, it's every single one of them across the board. Simon, across the series, sure. He might not be fragging as hard as some of the other players, but that util is always on point. Yep. He is always setting up the rest of his teammates for success, and he's always racking up just absurd numbers of assists.
His breach is insane.
His breach is insane. His KO on point. I mean, he gets 15 here on this map as well. But what an incredible ride here for EDG. As you can see, the coaching staff finally relieved, finally being able to believe that they were capable of it, that they were going to be able to get this done.
Belief is reality now.
What an absolutely insane set between these two squads. So grateful that this ended up going the distance. So grateful that we got to see that Abyss and that EDG are now in that grand final. It has been a wild ride, and I could not be happier to have guided you guys through this series and to have this man right here alongside me.
Believe it or not, we do like each other. Believe it or not.
A little bipolar in that regard.
A little bit at times, yeah. No. I mean, truly a pleasure to be here. A pleasure to have this event in our home turf of Seoul, where Pacific is. Just absolutely stunning to be with you, as always, my friend. You're tremendous to work with. This is just a treat to be here at this Inspire Arena in front of these fans.
Yeah.
Couldn't ask for more.
Yep, could not ask for more. That's our final cast of this season. We'll see you guys in the analyst desk and whatnot throughout the weekend, but I'm just glad it got to 3. We got that crazy overtime on Icebox. It was a fantastic cherry on top to be able to round out being up here in the casting booth. But man, I cannot wait to see what happens in the rest of these sets in that grand final. Because, I mean, of course, this is just the start of the day. We still have a whole other series to get through, and that one has elimination on the line with Sentinels and Heretics getting ready to clash. The stakes are going to be even higher there to see who is going to be able to survive. Because, you know, it could just be the end of EMEA.
Yeah.
Or it could be half of the Americas teams going home.
It's going to be crazy. I mean, can you imagine if it's Leviathan versus Sentinels, Americas versus Americas? But Heretics has been looking so good this event. They're so strong. They hit these strides, and they absolutely just start running teams over. But Sentinels, man, they keep impressing me. They keep finding ways to dig deeper when things look like they might be done. When Sentinels look like they might be out of it, they find another level. They find another gear, and they start taking teams down. So anything's possible. I think that's going to be another banger 3-map series.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, of course, we talk about, you know, Calm and Aspas seeking that second trophy here the side of LEV because they just played, but Sasi is very much in that same boat. He's looking for that second champs trophy. Sentinels, the only squad that could get that second trophy here within the 2024 season as well. And we'll see if they're going to be able to do that. But you saw the man himself running out onto the stage, getting ready for his interview.
The fans, so emotional. So many fans came over from China today. It's got me a little choked up too, man. It's so awesome to see this team just continue to grind. So much adversity they've had to face. So many doubters they've had to rear their ugly heads against them, and they have proved them wrong. They have shut them up, and they are in the finals. Finally, EDG has done it. Finally.
Just been consistently breaking and bending expectations. But that does it for myself and Paper Thin. Thank you guys so much. We're going to go ahead and send it down to the stage and hear from Kong.
And we have our grand finalists. Give it up for EDG's Kong. 승리 축하드립니다. EDG가 결승에 진출합니다. 좀 믿기시는지부터 물어보고 싶어요. 지금 이 순간 믿기시나요? Now congratulations, Kong EDG in the grand finals. Can you believe it? Does it feel real to you?
现在 EDG 已经进入到了总决赛，这对你来说像真的吗？你觉得这一切？
怎么说呢？就刚刚赢下的一瞬间，我人都是恍惚的，我感觉好像一切都是在做梦一样。但是事实就是我们进入了总决赛嘛，所以说我觉得我们值得。
At the time we won, I was like, wow, it was like dreaming. But the fact is, we get into the grand final. This is the truth. We're worth it.
꿈을 꾸는 것 같고 여전히 믿기진 않지만 그래도 바뀌지 않는 사실은 우리가 정말 열심히 했고 우리가 결승에 진출할 충분한 가치가 있다는 사실이라는 거라고 얘기를 하는데요. 사실 작년에 마스터즈 조크에서 탑6에 오르면서 정말 많은 사람들을 놀라게 했는데 1년 뒤인 올해 챔피언스에서 결승에 진출하게 됐습니다. 좀 이렇게 빨리 팀이 결승에 진출하고 트로피와 가까워질지 알고 있었는지 믿고 있었는지도 물어보고 싶네요. Just last year at Masters Tokyo, we really put CN on the map by placing in top 6. A year later in Champions Seoul, you guys are in the grand finals. Did you know that your time was going to come this soon?
其实，在去年东京大师赛的时候，所有人都被你们的精彩表现所惊艳到了。那今年在冠军赛1年之后，你们现在进入到了总决赛，一直以来你坚信你们能够做到这么棒吗？
那肯定是坚信的，就是真的很难得到这么好的团队，但是我们还需要更加努力吧，我觉得，因为冠军这个东西对于我们来说，就算是我们进了决赛，还是很遥远的，但是我们一定会努力的。
I mean, it's really, of course, we believe it deeply. It's really nice to have such a good team, and of course, we're gonna working hard to finally get to the grand final. We're definitely working hard.
당연히 믿고 있었고요. 또 이렇게 좋은 팀이 있기 때문에 계속해서 열심히 해서 결승전에서도 좋은 결과 있기를 바란다고 얘기를 합니다. 마지막으로 캉캉 선수가 정말 감격스러운 순간에 캉캉은 세계 챔피언이 되기까지 울지 않겠다라고 얘기를 했거든요. 그 순간이 정말 이제 코앞에 있습니다. 지금 어떤 기분인지 그리고 앞으로 각오가 또 남다를 것 같은데 각오 또 빨리 물어보도록 할게요. Just lastly, back in Tokyo, you said 캉캉 will never cry until he wins the World Champions. You said that yourself, and you're only one match away from actually becoming the world's best. So how does that make you feel?
其实，在东京的时候，你说过不拿到冠军我是不会哭的。那现在我们距离拿到冠军只有1步之遥。那如果真拿到，现在会是什么样的？
我现在什么感觉吗？
我
太帅了
！I'm so feeling amazing right now, so dope right now.
기분이 진짜 너무너무 좋아서 날아갈 것 같다고 얘기를 했습니다. 이렇게 해서 결승에 진출하게 된 EDG의 캉캉 선수 만나봤습니다. Thank you, 캉캉.
Thank you.
Good luck in the grand final. I'm gonna...
It's hard to feel myself with you miles away. I've been wondering why you cannot stay. Till my sky's blue when they're always gray. Trying to sweep myself, but I can't find a way. Diva, my diva, where did you go? Where did you go? Diva, my diva, where did you go? Where did you go? put you miles away. I've been wondering why you cannot stay. Till my sky's blue when they're always gray. Trying to see myself, but I can't find a way. It's hard to feel myself, put you miles away. I've been wondering why you cannot stay. Till my sky's blue when they're always gray. Trying to see myself, but I can't find a way. Diva, where did you go?